So we've got some Grixis Witch here. This is a deck that we had played a little bit of in Standard that felt okay there, and it actually got a number of decent upgrades while being ported to Alchemy. So we've got Discover the Formula here. Powerhouse doesn't need too much introduction for people that are familiar. You get to draw explicitly 3 spells and then make them all cheaper. We've got Electrostatic Blast as interaction / reach / extra card churn in our deck that already has a lot of instants and sorceries in it for the purpose of triggering Smoldering Egg and Sedgemoor Witch. So between Blast and Iteration and Discover the Formula and some Liers to reuse all of these things, we got a lot of card selection in the deck. And then we've got other good interaction in Thirst and Fading Hope and Brittle Blast and Divide by Zero. Divide obviously being excellent with both of these because it's 2 spells inside of 1 as well. So let's jump on into some games with this and see how it goes. We also got some small upgrades to the mana base here with Forsaken Crossroads just being an excellent tri-land for us. Today's stream, by the way, it's in the title. There's a thing popping up on occasion. Is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. We've got an easy way to support my content. Check them out if you haven't before. The link downloads on mobile or PC. We're gonna spend a couple hours at the end of the stream after we play some of this Grixis Witch deck, playing some Raid. This hand is fine. Egg is a really nice pickup here. Get to get that down before we start churning through our deck with our spells. And Library Exile. Alright, keep the divide there. They can't kill this turn. Getting to have both the divides is a big deal. Yeah, playable tri-land that also provides card selection is a big step up for sure. If only they knew, chat. If only they knew. I have spent about $6,500 on Magic Arena over the lifespan of this application's existence. I actually posted a video on YouTube called Thoughts on the Arena Economy and Alchemy's impact on it on YouTube. And I gave the yearly breakdown of what I spent there. If you haven't seen that, it's a quick watch over on the YouTubes. How much of that was cosmetics? I don't know, if I'm being honest. It is in fact ridiculously hard to track that specific metric, which is part of the reason why it's one of the predatory things about games like Magic Arena. They obfuscate, make it difficult to track what you're spending, because people spend more if it's hard to track. Oh, you know what? I cut the basic swamp from my mana base, but I wasn't thinking about environmental sciences. I probably want to put that back in. I try, good nuts.
My will cannot be denied.
Cannot be denied. So we'll kill a spider here.
I will cull the weak.
And then we'll send this here and send this here. I'm gonna hold these back for potential blockers. Sedgemoor Witch is very menacing, so it doesn't get blocked by this. Someone bring me pictures of Sedgemoor Witch! She's a menace! Yikes. Yikes. Okay, so... Are they dead? They're probably dead. I didn't actually count. I was gonna count killing their board, but I assume they're dead to the Ashmouth Dragon. And that's why they're conceding here. They were confident they were dead. Yeah, we had, this is worth 4, 8, 10, 12. Okay, yeah, they were definitely dead. Brittle Blast actually seems kind of good here, huh? It can kill Loath from a high loyalty. Adding the exile things text to Blood Artist gets around that. Want some of these as counter spells. They're on discard spells this matchup. I don't know that I do. Just gonna do Blasts and Hermits in. In the PlayStation Spider-Man games, Miles Morales and the one that came before it where you play Peter Parker, they made Jameson a very Alex Jones type character. And I just can't not envision him as that any longer. It fits him very well. I think, as is the case with paper magic design as well, Bib, things that reduce the costs of other things are some of the most dangerous design space to occupy in card games in general. Things that let you cheat on the mana system, so cost reductions and things that make extra mana. What are spells? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, hey, hey. We're gonna divide this revealing eye by 0. Just need to tread some water until we can find a pocket of card advantage. I feel like this card is super underplayed in this format. I feel like people just kind of forgot it existed because they were playing with new shiny things, but this card is still super powerful. Probably worth exploring some other shells with this card too. It's a card that takes over games in a pretty impressive manner, if left unchecked. Got him. Alright, so my opponent has 5 spells in their hand, and I have the opposite of 5 spells in mine. That scry was as good as drawing a card, though, so we take those. Yeah, speaking of card advantage, get wrecked. Hashtag sometimes lucky. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, we got him. I think I'm just supposed to head to the Space Jam here. And just hope we get to untap with it. It's time to slam. Sedge. Sedge. Sadgeness resolves. My suspend one win the game card got removed, chat. They actually play a game of Magic now instead of just shoving them in a trash can. It's a hard knock life. Do 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 do. Boom boom. My children hate that song because every time they complain about how their lives are difficult, I start singing it to them. They don't find it particularly amusing for some reason. Now, unfortunately, with our lack of pressure here, the Sanguine Brushstroke feels likely to just end the game, along with this Blood Artist. He'd like an Expressive Iteration or Discover the Formula next turn to Pippity Pop Off. Joke's on you, opponent. I don't have cards worth keeping. For the over 2 years, Pixie, welcome back. Good morning, morning. Okay. Unfortunate that, I don't know enough lands to discover the formula. We can get Witchy Poo into play here at least. Their blood tokens are each draining us 4. 2 at the moment, though, so we're at a virtual 7. think I'm happy with how I sideboarded. Just run it back. Our deck only plays 23 lands too, right? There's a 25. Can't remember. It's either 23 plus 2 spell lands or 25 plus 2 spell lands. Looks like it's 25. It's a little high. No, chat. My front door camera has spotted someone. My wife is breaking into our home. I've played through almost all of this stuff in Raid, although I haven't done the new Hydra Clan boss. But they poked me, asked me if I wanted to do a sponsor segment. I think I'm pretty good at sponsor segments for them because I'm so familiar with their game. So I don't mind picking it up to play on stream on occasion for some dollary dues. The Hydra Clan boss is difficult. Yeah, I'll have to either make a clan or get an invite to one of the Hoaglandia clans that has people playing so I can give it a try. I haven't seen it at all yet. We just have a Nest camera. I've been that for now. Rewarded. I'll just pass here. If they try to flip the curtains, we'll divide by 0 in response. Jackie, thanks for the 28 months. Welcome back. Appreciate the support. They've flipped this aggressively in both of the previous games, so not surprised to see them YOLO it here. And library exile. What's going on, Shuffles? Thanks for the 10 months. They just, like, think I don't have basics? Like, you've watched me cast Environmental Sciences, opponent. I have basic lands. Maybe they just need to fix for more black mana here. That could be it, too. Alright, well... with second Lier, I'm just gonna YOLO the first one. And then if they kill this one, we'll discover the formula before we play the second, but... definitely down to YOLO here. Okay, do they have Grasp as well? They do. This Lier will at least cantrip before it dies. It's not gonna die, chat. It's alive!
I have a way to stop. Dire times call for dire tactics.
We do have second red. Forsaken is on red. Any of these removal spells? Look like it. So I have Divide by Zero in the yard at the moment. So I think we just flash back the Hermit here. And then we have Divide plus Consider this turn. The fact that you can divide things off the stack while Lier is in play is really offensive. That's definitely an interaction that could stand to not be what it is.
You deal with this annoyance.
So you can Hoffman, and some of the other players that are more experienced seem to play Dragonite with Hyper Beam, just like this twitchy jumping around all the time character. The problem with that is you then have no mobility. So if you're always burning your Dragon Dance to engage and pump up your damage. Oh, I should have bounced this in response. I'm dumb. I was talking. I'm gonna blame DJ for that one. You don't have the ability to actually escape. And like you're a pseudo squishy mage character. Actually, everything worked out better than expected, chat. I think everything worked out just fine. DJ talked us into a better line of play. And 10 out of 10 will take an upgrade of this into this. Yeah, Divide's just like one of the many pieces of the puzzle that like puts Lier into overdrive, right? Basically. Okay, so we Brittle Blast this. We Electrostatic Blast this. We kill your Sorin, we attack you for 2, we continue to bury you. Again, chat, this card reads untap with me win the game in most circumstances. Timo, thanks for the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. Go blank. No, I don't think I will. And I don't think I will next turn either, because Go Blank's going to my graveyard, where I can then cast it again with my Lier. Bye, friend. And one of the really nice things about this deck is all of our threats are these must-answer threats, right? Like Lier, you untap with it, you win the game. Ashmouth Dragon, you untap with it, you probably win the game. Sedgemoor Witch, least impactful of the three, still incredibly good if you're able to untap with it. Yeah, I like Dragonite overall, Hoffman. I don't think I personally care for the play patterns of Dance plus Beam, but it seemed powerful in some other people's hands. I'm a big fan of Outrage plus Extreme Speed as a build. Melee brawlers are some of my favorite in Unite. It fills the melee brawler role really well. So one of the things to note about the Extreme Speed Outrage is that Extreme Speed resets the cooldown on Dragonite's passive, so it actually gives you more sustain in fights because it essentially gives you damage prevention. Is one big upside it has. When you Extreme Speed, it resets the 15-second cooldown on your passive. If you're a Magic player that's wondering what in the heck we're talking about if you haven't seen us play before, Pokemon Unite is a Pokemon MOBA. Think League of Legends with the Pokemon IP, only in more bite-sized gameplay. It's a lot of fun and I play it a lot. I think we're chilling on these iterations for now. Are we? Are we? Arguably too much. No, Christy and I play together, so it's a bonding excuse for us. I think Unite is less toxic in comparison to other MOBAs. I think any of those games are as toxic or as least toxic as you allow them to be. That being said, yeah, no in-game chat helps in that aspect. And the fact that the games are only 10 minutes also helps with that. So if you get caught with people that make you feel kind of medium, you're only there for 10 minutes. I have 2 removal spells. Let me just go hand, library, exile. Honestly, with them having no board and missing land drops, this game kind of feels like it's in garbage time already. Therabray, thanks for the 13 months. Welcome back. Breadboxer does stream on occasion. They actually posted their YouTube channel in their Twitch channel in the community content section of the Discord server. Definitely one of the better players we 5-stack with on occasion. I think we're just chilling, right? Just like tap, play, and pass. Just like slowly die into this veteran. Yeah, Christy and I play with our kids too. There's a 4-player mode, and her and I play with the 2 boys somewhat consistently. Alright, so Discover the Formula's going away. I assume. They took my Lier! Deal. Deal. All right, so I'm gonna lose the static text on this Electroblast, but that's fine because I'm gonna Discover the Formula into another Discover the Formula. Or just gonna like punch the clock and go to work here. I think Ashmouth Dragon is super underplayed in the current format. So let's go Bloodchief's Thirst, kill this. Lier, flashback, Bloodchief's Thirst, kill the other one. Honestly, I think I'm in for the next land here. I have Discoverers to draw with. I want to work my way up to this after they kill this one. This game is a great example of fun being zero-sum. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to sit here and churn my cards as much as they want to let me. We'd been in garbage time for a little while there. Power Word Kill and Brittle. Oh, I forgot to put a swamp in the mana base. Need to just like cut a blue-black duel and add a swamp in for the environmental sciences. Need a couple of cuts here. Honestly, I think I trim on some of my threats in this matchup. Smoldering. What if we just cut all the Smoldering Eggs and just become a Witch Lier deck? Let's get Skyclave Apparitions. I think I want to do that. Thanks for the follow, Egos. Good morning. Thanks everybody for hanging out this morning. Great to have a bunch of people watching some Magic the Gathering. If you're new to the channel like Egos, welcome. My name's Jeff Hoagland. I stream full-time here on Twitch. We do Magic the Gathering for a few hours to start the stream each day, but we also do a lot of other different games as well. We're talking about Pokemon Unite. We play some Legends of Runeterra. That's Riot's all digital card game. Also do some single-player story-driven stuff. We just recently finished up a playthrough of Mass Effect 3. I'm going to be starting something new in the variety area next week. Got to figure out what exactly we want to poke at next. So this is naming red and scrying me a river. If you just re-upped your subscription after lapsing, you have to wait for the Discord server to resync my subscriber list, which can take up to an hour. If it's been more than an hour, you'll need to just open the connections tab in your Discord, and you'll see the server there. I do have Assassin's Creed purchased, but I think I've bought the last two at this point. So since we did Mass Effect 3, I'm not sure if I want to commit to another 60-hour experience yet. Might do a mid-length. I got a couple of like 20 to 30-hour games. I might do one of those next. I probably should have just done this at sorcery speed to play around Valorous Stance. These things won't come back now, which is nice as well, because it gets that text from Brittle Blast. And Library, Exile. Awesome, Rod. Glad you got it sorted. Okay, so in response to Inquisitor Captain, I want to kill this, so this way if they get Glasspool Mimic, it doesn't get to copy it. That being said, if they find Angel of Retribution, I'm a little bit sad. Or Righteous Valkyrie. Righteous Valkyrie, because that will be at 27. Just a veteran. We take those. And Library, Exile. This means I can't hold up Divide here, but hopefully that's fine. Another captain could make this very not fine. We're supposed to do this and pass. We have 9 power in play at the moment. I think we just have to let this go. So I need to send the voice back to their hand this turn. Taking 5 down to 6 here, and then they have 6 power in play. It's not great for us. Spell? Well, I mean, that's technically what I asked for. Seven. Oh, no! I think I was right to tap like this, because I wanted to have up... Oh, maybe I am supposed to leave the black-red up, actually, right? The blue... I was thinking I wanted to leave up Fading Hope, but I definitely had more Electrostatic Blasts than Fading Hopes in my deck, right? So if I leave up red-black, Power Word, Kill, Blast, or Thirst... Yeah, I tapped wrong there. Oh, that's a good observation. I should just cast it before I play my land for the turn. Yeah, that's accurate. That's what I should have done. I didn't think about that. But yeah, because I had all 3 colors of mana in my hand, I should just cast it first. What's going on, Pegasus? Thanks for the entire year of support. Welcome back. Let's get you a sword to go with that shield. Happy Wednesday. Detroit's a long one. I think Detroit's like 50 or 60 hours, supposedly. Could be right to mulligan this. I have a Scryland though, so... Just gonna play this out and hope it carries me. Buy some time. Oh, I'm wrong. Detroit's actually really short. It's actually only 12 hours. Maybe that will be our next game. I must be thinking of something else. There's some other one that's similar. Look at how good our Grixis deck is, chat. I was looking up how long Detroit Become Human is, and we won. Yeah, that seems like a good one. Maybe we'll do that, and then we'll do another long game. Kamui, thanks for the 3rd of a year. Welcome back. Born and Bred Boxer. Someone was asking earlier if you streamed to catch your El'Daghod gameplay. I told them to follow you from the community content channel. Yeah, we did God of War. God of War is great. I did Arkham Knight and the stealth tank combat. Arkham Knight is the longest I have played a game without finishing it. I like superhero stuff a lot. I like the third-person combat, but eventually the tank combat, I was just done. I was over it. Even on the lowest difficulty, it was super tedious. Oh, I forgot to add the swamp again. I even have swamp written down on my notepad file here. Yeah, I'm told the older ones don't have tanks and are better. We might do those at some point. It's a little scary. Makes our damage-based removal much worse. Guardians of the Galaxy is good. That's good. This is the only physical PlayStation 5 game I own because it was cheaper to buy the physical copy off of Amazon than it was to buy the digital copy. Which is so incredibly stupid, but I'll take a sale. Gonna go ahead and blast this now before we get into trouble with anything instant speed. Well, so the tank game in Batman Look No Numbers is the Batmobile, but it's basically a tank. Okay, so I think this is a land this game. Then we'll go ahead and pass here, and then divide into grab something into Electrostatic Blast. Means we flip this over and start triggering it. I'm gonna grab Sciences here. Oh, you know what? I messed up here. I should have bounced this and let this resolve, I think. Oh, that's actually just Stone Cold Perfects. Okay, so now I get to Sciences, flip the Smoldering Egg. Gosh, Brittle Blast is so good in this format, chat. And now I get to Electrostatic, kill this with the Ashmouth trigger. And then next turn, the Brittle Blast can exile this. This card's so good. I am not playing Witch first intentionally because I have a Electrostatic Blast trigger waiting to happen. So I want my lands to be able to cast a spell or play a card off of here potentially. Do I want second egg? I think I do just want second egg with Discover the Formula in hand, huh? Yeah, I agree. I don't think this game's on. I don't think my opponent's 100% out of this, but we are super far ahead at the moment. That's definitely an accurate summary of what is going on screen. Great. I mean, that's a pretty good one. I kind of need another Brittle Blast at this point. We just pass for now. Oh, chat. Oh, chat. And library exile. It's like a choose our own adventure book, chat. How do you want to win the game? Churn, churn, churn. Draw the cards. Aura does not have the Brittle Blast effect on it right now, no. For people asking. We killed the previous Aura with Brittle Blast, chat. Oh, I should have waited for this other trigger to happen before doing this. Technically. It's whatever. We'll survive. Opponent. Hello? Hello? Yeah, I think I like the... Well, I guess, do I want to cut these? Would I rather have Sedgemoor? Last time I cut Smoldering Egg in this matchup. Would I rather cut Sedgemoor? I think trimming a threat is right. Maybe we trim 2 Considers. And then just, like, trim 2 Sedgemoors? Smoldering Egg was pretty good there. Yeah, they have a lot of big flying dorks. That's true. Makes the value of the witch go down a bit. Accurate. BTW, for folks that haven't heard the announcement yet, our next Hoaglandia Open is going to be January 8th. That is a Saturday. It's going to be historic. And the big news is we are a premium MTG Melee tournament organizer now, which means our tournament will be awarding an invite to the Neo Set Championship in February. We'll also be giving top 8 competitors an invite to the qualifier weekend in February, if you don't get exactly first. Which is sweet. It's nice to be able to throw some extra stuff in there for folks. Yeah, this looks fine. Bunch of removal spells and some lands. Random name, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. All of the other details around that tournament are going to remain similar to all the ones we've run in the past. You still need to be subscribed to my channel to play in the tournament here on Twitch, plus pay the $5 entry fee. So it's effectively a $10 entry fee, which is pretty cheap for a PTQ style event. It's still going to have tons of cool stuff in store credit to everybody that gets at least 4 match wins. We're going to have some door prizes still. Still going to be double elimination. Yes, you still need to be able to screen share your screen to Discord upon request so we can do coverage. Failure to do that will result in removal from the tournament, as always. So yeah, you can technically play from your phone, but playing from your phone likely means you fail the needing to be able to screen share. For the record, by the way, we've run 15 opens. I look back, we ran 9 opens this year and 6 in 2020. And we've actually had to DQ 0 people in 15 events for failure to follow the rules in screen share. So that's great. I feel like we're batting above average on that metric. Scry here. Would love a Discover. This Divide's gonna find us a 6th land via Sciences. Depending on when your haircut's scheduled for 1778ers, we don't start till 11 a.m. Central. We kick the thirst, we flip the dragon. Yeah, maybe that's the line. I can see that being right. Yeah, it does. It does, Jareth. I think part of why our tournaments run smoothly is because of the slightly more hoops to jump through to sign up. You have to clear a couple of bars to get in the door, basically. Whoa, chat. Playing Aspirant is illegal. I was assured by Reddit that this card was unplayable now. You can't just put a nerfed card into your deck opponent. That's true. I think that's accurate as well. I think the way in which I manage this stream tends to attract a certain type of individual that's more likely to sub and stick around. The types of people who are likely to sub to this channel are more likely to be people that follow the rules and understand the expectations of them. So I think we kill this and then also this. It's like cut off their life gain. And I'm not blocking this anyways, so I might as well attack, keep their life total low for the Valkyrie. Okay, and then Witch actually looking pretty good here. We're gonna get to go. I think I need to kill Voice here. I don't think I can let them untap with both of these, even though they're mostly empty-handed. So I think we go this into play. Is this on red? I don't even know. I need a third red. So we'll play this. We'll attack with this. We'll Bloodchief's Thirst this plus deal 2 to their dome, just keeping them thoroughly off of this Valkyrie static text of 27 life. Yeah, my phone lost 50% battery in one mobile match. It was kind of funny. And I wasn't even Discord screen sharing for it. I'm gonna point this at Valkyrie, hoping to draw another castable spell here. Rats. Did not get paid off for my gamble. That's fine. Our hand's still very good here. Again, just going to keep the pressure on. Want to keep their life total low so this doesn't pop up by surprise, ideally. If they draw, like, another captain, they could still potentially be in this game, but if they don't have a big play this turn, I think we're going to win the game when we untap next turn. All of these are a big deal. And Library Exile. Sure, why not, chat? I don't think we're quite winning this game hard enough yet. We'll leave that Lier on top. He's gonna struggle to figure out how to finish this game out. Thankfully Lier is here. Lier, Disciple of Garbage Time. Honestly, this might even just be a concession discover. Because, like, Ashmouth is flipping. Ain't it still have all these? Still have all of these ones over here. Not bad, .jpg. Thanks for the follow, Mystic. What's going on, Unaid? If you're new to the channel and you like the range of decks that we play here, we try and play... Oh no, I need to put a swamp in my deck. Wait, swamp. We try and play a good range of decks here every single day, usually 2 or 3 different things. I have a YouTube channel called the Daily Deck Digest, where usually 7 days a week, I post a highlight video there of the best decks that we've played on stream recently. There's a quick 2 to 3 minute deck tech, and then 2 matches in a 20 to 40 minute video showing off that deck in action. So if you can't watch every day and you're looking for a place to find sweet deck ideas, it's a great place for that. We play Alchemy and Historic Brawl here are usually the range of decks that are getting posted up there. I want to put a Swamp in the deck because being able to find black mana with Environmental Sciences has value. Yesterday's Vampire deck was excellent. It's definitely getting a highlight sometime soon. It had a lot of great things in Alchemy. Alchemy's been so great for brewing. Weird how formats are more balanced when you can tune cards with nuance instead of just having an on-off switch with bannings. It's actually great. I was gonna say, they might not take iteration. The Sedgemoor Witch is a pretty reasonable snag here. And Library, Exile. Then next turn we get to go Witch into Consider. Seems good. Poor Garchomp. I like him, but he's just so bad. His Unite is pretty terrible. Alright, we need to find an answer to this Spellbinder before it kills us, Jeff. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Ask, and ye shall receive. He's not too good in Go either, right? He's Masters League playable in Go, and he's decent in raids, so he's pretty decent in that game. And play him in my Masters League lineup for Go PvP. It's garbage time. You don't have to go home, but you can't play here. Do 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 do. Have you considered conceding, opponent? Lier. So I don't want to kill the Skyclave in response because then I won't get a 4/4 later. This also sets me up for lethal like this, right? Oh, a 2/2, sure. It's a 2/2. Chat, 4/4 dragons cost 4 mana. 4/4 dragons cost 4 mana, chat. This is our board plan against clerics. Couple of these out, couple more removal spells in. A lot of hard removal and bounce in our main decks. This matchup seems fine. Megan, thank you for the half a year. There was a lot of great people. You can always send those Bezo bucks to. Thanks for sending your prime this way again. Good morning, good morning. Actually, Jeff, that 4/4 dragon costs 9 mana. That's actually kind of big true. We got Doom Blades for days, chat. Doom Blades for days. Okay, so if this is red, this can be black, and then we'll make this our second blue. Scry me a river, baby. I'm bottom that. I could rather have untapped lands that don't hurt me or other spells. I think that card's pretty bad, unfortunately, Bib. Ended up, we played a couple of aggro decks with it, ended up cutting it. I just kill Angel of Unity here. I can pump things out of Brittle Blast range. If they have a Valkyrie, I can blast it. I'm gonna blast at sorcery speed here to play around Valorous Stance, which they're likely playing. Valorous Stance is very good against us. Yeah, I think it, like... I think rather than putting 4 bolts randomly into your deck, I think what that card should do is, like, put a bolt in, like, the top 2 to 3 cards guaranteed of your deck, I think is the templating it should have. It's not even just the stat line of the creatures, it's the consistency with which its effect happens isn't very good. Just let this happen. If they Valkyrie, we can double blast it. I assume we're gonna lose Discover the Formula here. Just taking either Blast Sweep bags, we just cast it for 4 this turn. I'm gonna go ahead and exile this veteran here. And then next turn, we can blast, kill this, trigger the other blast, get some cards going. I think even that's probably not good enough, still is. It just desperately needs to generate you the bolts sooner. Oh, fuck me. I missed that. This really needs a color glow. Oh. I wanted to Smoldering Egg and Bloodchief's Thirst here. Oh, shoot. I forgot. Wow, I totally messed that up. I forgot I had another blast trigger then. Yeah, I totally just spewed a bunch of value there with mis-sequencing slops. They find an angel here, we're in a ton of trouble. That was a super sloppy turn on my part. Yeah. Good chance we're dead. Honestly, with this into angel, we were probably dead even if I have better sequencing that turn, but definitely further behind than I would otherwise be with better play. If I had played better, the Ashmouth would have flipped from that Discover draw, and then it could have chump blocked, and then maybe gotten us back in the game after we chump block with the velocity that Discover would be generating in terms of cards. So, not a guarantee, but definitely would have been in a better spot. Some hands need to draw lands, other hands need to draw spells. This is the latter. Nice. Nice. Hit me, baby, one more time. Snarls. Suck. They suck. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Yeah, the sequence... Honestly, playing with Blast in digital has shown me why it's a digital-only card, because it's theoretically a card you could do in paper, but the amount of times that I forget it's about to exist is, like, super high. I think we just kick this here, and then attack them for 3. Trying to play this Smoldering Egg out first is too greedy. It's our best draw next turn, like Divide by 0. Divide by 0, another cheap removal spell, Brittle Blast. We can blast if we wanna. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. We can blast. We can blast. Do 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 do. Ba-do-do. Ba-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Ba-do-do. Do-do-do. What's going on, Dopey? Thanks for the follow. Do you have a Valorous stance? A Valorous stance? A Valorous stance? Do you have a Valorous stance, or do I untap with Lier? This is actually probably the worst Lier untap we're gonna see today. It's fine, still didn't happen. Yeah, we said our hand needed to draw spells, and it's pippity popped off in that general direction. I'm gonna go ahead and chump block with this pest because this will gain flying sometime soon. So I want to chump while the chumping is good. I have small children and a theater background. The range of songs that I can parody is deep and wide. Well, that's another Lier. So, yeah. I think we just, maybe just like do this and then kill this, right? Well, that bodes well for our hero. My opponent's casting 2 mana 1/3s. I'm about to discover the formula. You see, chat, greed, for a lack of a better term, is good. It's Progress Day! What do you think, chat? Concession discovery? Feels like a concession discovery. Oh gosh. It's not even right to discovery this turn, huh? I'm just supposed to double Brittle Blast. I'm just supposed to start blasting, huh? We're just supposed to walk in here and just start popping them off. Sag. When drawing 3 cards is not the correct play. So anyways, we started blasting. And this is right because we get to really put some pressure on them so that way future Righteous Valkyries are terrible. This deck's Clerics matchup seems very good. Climbing on up the ladder. Do 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 do. Yeah, discover the formula is more powerful than Runeterra's Progress Day. Progress Day only discounts the things you draw. Discover the formula is like, nah, brah, I got you. Everything's cheaper. All of it's cheaper. This is gonna be a typical Magic player comment, but I would like this deck more if Lier wasn't so good. Jeff, this deck seems dangerously close to being a tiered deck. I can't play a tiered deck, Jeff. I really hope they nerf Lier so this deck can be B tier so I can feel good about playing it, Jeff. Mean Bean, thank you for the 2 entire years of support. Welcome back. I think I have to mulligan this, unfortunately. Do I? Does Val56 smell like a control player? Maybe they're a control player and I can keep this. We've earned a lot of rank points today, chat. I'm gonna draw a red source. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Woo! Whew! Nailed it. Never didn't have it. Skill game. I would like to dedicate this red source to everybody in chat who always believed in me. For reference, we cast the Consider at sorcery speed because if we hit Forsaken, we wanted to be able to play it tapped there. Thanks for the follow, Porta. Back in my day, 2 1s for 1 had a downside, not upside. Kids these days and their 2 1s for 1s with upside, they don't understand the struggle. We might still be dead, fam. We might still be dead. Oh no! Oh no! Stop taking my stuff! It's moments before the disaster. I think we're actually just boarding exactly like we did against the other creature deck, right? Just like 4 removal spells, couple of cantrips, couple of threats out. Although I guess Sedgemoor Witch is a bit better here than she is against the Clerics deck because here her things chump block more things. Like they have 2 1s for 1. We're supposed to leave Witchy Poo. And maybe we... is it crazy to trim some of the Liers? Is this nuts? Like, drawing 3 of them there felt really bad. Maybe we go down 1. I'm going to cut a Lier and a Discover the Formula. Let's just trim some of the top end. Let's do that. I think we can bury them appropriately with just, like, Expressive Iterations and Ashmouths. You have to remember your Carnophage triggers, chat, or you're cheating. Don't cheat. Tippity tapped. Will Fading Hope whatever they play off of this. You see, chat, Carnophage is the best 1-mana spell on the best Magic the Gathering game ever created, Magic the Gathering Battlegrounds. Do I want Divide or do I want Fading Hope? I'm gonna take the Bloodchief's Thirst into exile and just kill this pup. It's probably Fading Hope for tempo purposes, right? I already have Electrostatic Blast to gen a little bit of card advantage. So that one's gotta go. Think I'm just scrying. This is on blue. I have plenty of colors at this point. Okay. Send it back from whence it came. Be gone, interloper! This deck does so much blast in chat. That's the real reason why this deck is sweet. Just infinite blasting. Hand. Library. Exile. Divide. Grab Mascot Exhibition, I think. Maybe. Hey, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Virtual. Yeah, game was a real trip, in a good way. Goodliest of trips. Beep, puppy, 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 puppy. Beep, puppy, 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 puppy. Nah, I ended up bailing on Rune King Logan. I just wasn't into it. The combat got a little bit tedious after a while. Ooh, that's super unfortunate. Wow, unlucky rubber ducky. I boarded out my second discovery and my third Lier. Never doubted you for a second, deck. I appreciate you creating good television. Professional gamer Jeff Hogland. Ready to jam. Yep, 2 copies of Lier, 1 copy of Discover. Pippity pop, the fun don't stop. I'll split the difference and put the third Lier back in. Magic is easy, just draw the cards you need, chat. I'm doing well, Sirpoop. Life is swell. Loving every minute of it. Easy clap. I've noticed that since you started playing Islands, your rank has increased. This Grixis deck is very good. I think this deck was competitive in... I think this deck's competitive in actual standard, and this format is, has a lot of similarities. There's a couple of things you need to build differently for this format. But like, things like Brittle Blast are a big upgrade, for example. You did, in fact, just hear this Grixis deck is very good. Don't touch that dial. I did, in fact, say. Go to 12. Hey, chat. So anyways... we started blasting. And again, I'm just doing this now because I am not getting got by a Ranger's Guile. Play your instants at sorcery speed and don't get blown out. Get my bestie friends gaining me all sorts of life. This Grixis deck is actually good is the only evidence I could hear to convince me this isn't a real Magic format. And Library Exile. No, trust me, man. This Grixis deck is great. You'll love it. No, really, it's a real format, man. We play it in Alchemy. All right, shit. This is big greedy, but I'm gonna do it. probably supposed to kill their stuff first here, but oh, golly. Look at these magic cards, chat. Look at these. Look at the costs on all of these cards. My 6 mana card, chat, just made 6 mana. It took 6 mana off of these cards. It's like it was free. You know what the best part about this game right now is, chat? My opponent currently feels like they have a chance. Baby! Oh, baby. Do 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 do. Goodbye, friends. I haven't played a land yet for the turn either, right? Oh, I sequenced wrong. I can't Electrostatic Blast if I do this. Sad. I needed to do this sooner. Yes, and these cards are also cheaper after we play the Lier. Man, I think I need a cigarette after that game, chat. I don't smoke, but it is. Oh, baby. I don't think I have any changes to this. This deck was kinda, yeah, maybe just a shower. Maybe just a shower. I definitely feel a little dirty. This deck list is like pretty clean too, huh? I guess we have a bunch of 2s down here. But like, we're just playing a lot of good cards. Our mana base is nice and clean because we've got Forsaken City. I don't think these cards are both great, but I don't think we can afford to play more copies of either of these cards here. And honestly, like, with both Expressive Iteration and Static Blast and Consider, we like see enough cards that I think we can make it to these effects pretty consistently. I feel like one of my big takeaways from this set, this isn't a surprise to people that are following Alchemy, but it really can't be overstated how good this card is in this format. There's so many things that incidentally play off the graveyard, and 5 damage kills most things unconditionally. It's like Red Murder with upside, randomly denying them their dies triggers and stuff. All right, I think I'm gonna go out on a high note with that one. So I know it's gonna be